Good morning. As you can see, slightly to the right, the sun is coming up. I'm getting an earlier start today. I have 20 miles, and so morning is the best time for me. And so I wanted to get up and get out and get some miles done before the day warms up. It's supposed to be 80, yike, and 6,000 feet in elevation gain, I think 4,000 descent, so it's a big day. But look at that, the sun peeking in and out. First real view, the clouds, the fog sitting in the valley. I'm sure there'll be plenty more ahead. Oh, came to a clearing. This is a better view. Look at that. Good morning, sun. I have a friend on trail. It's just a little one. Don't want to spook it. There it goes. So you guys want to hear a crazy story? Last night at camp, my friend Happy Feet came and said that she heard from Extra, another hiker, that somebody had found my raincoat, and but she didn't know any details. And then later on Facebook, I had posted about my raincoat, and there was a comment from the trail angel that somebody indeed did have my raincoat and was trying to catch up to me and was going to bring it to me on trail. So far today, I have not run into anybody that knows anything, but isn't that cool? It's just the trail phone system is indeed a thing, and maybe it will catch up to me. Wouldn't that be fun? This morning I tried something new for breakfast. Actually, yesterday was new too. Although I've had bagels and cream cheese on trail, I've not had them for breakfast, and it was okay. I think I like it for lunch better, so I saved the bagel, and I'll have that with my apple and peanut butter. That's my favorite trail lunch. But I still have the cream cheese, and I have these picky bars that are pumpkin flavored. They were a seasonal thing, and they're not my favorite, but they kind of taste like pumpkin pie. And so I thought, you know what? I wonder what it would taste like with this cream cheese on top. So this morning I spread a little tub of cream cheese all over my pumpkin protein bar, and it was actually pretty good, like eating pumpkin pie for breakfast. But I knew that wasn't going to be enough protein, so I also had one of those protein shakes that I put together the other day. One note to that is that I think it didn't quite mix as well, so I think it's important to start with just a little bit of water and then vigorously shake it up, and then add a little bit more water. Otherwise, it doesn't completely dissolve. I'm talking about food because I'm hungry. This is probably my least favorite Thunderbird bar, but I would still get it again on a through hike. I was asked about nutrients and whether or not I was carrying any vitamins or powders, and I'm not. What I am trying to do is get a variety of nutrients in the foods that I'm eating. And so this has pineapple, which is high in bromelain. It's an anti-inflammatory. It has pepitas, which I believe it's high in zinc, but maybe also selenium. I don't know about the boab fruit. I'm not familiar with that. But cayenne is also anti-inflammatory. So I would still, I mean, they're good. They just taste like pineapple and chili, but not my favorite. But the nutrients are are some that you don't find in other bars. In regards to the Thunderbird bars, the pineapple ones, if you like mango with chili, like chili mango, or I've also had pineapple with chili powder on it, or even cantaloupe, things like that. If you like that, that's exactly what that bar tastes like. So it's good. It's just not my favorite. Yeah. Yep. This is the trail. And this is the tree that landed on the trail. Yikes. Wonder when that happened. I've been thinking a lot these last few miles about all the people that I've met and spent time with the last few days, and really enjoying them. I'm enjoying the conversations, I'm enjoying the people. They're wonderful. And it reminds me of a video that I did a while ago, and I was mentioning how people just weren't nice. And somebody had commented that maybe I was the problem. And although I felt that comment was kind of not nice, it could be. I mean, not everybody's gonna like me, and that's okay. But I think now that I can look back on it, part of it is that I was judging or having expectations of the people that I was meeting based on my previous experiences. And we all do that, right? We all have our own lenses that we look out into the world, and we have our past experiences that color our future connections. And so my past experience has been with other hiking groups. There's two hiking groups that I belong to, Opt Outdoors PA and Backcountry Junkies, also in PA. And my experience there is that just an overwhelming acceptance and welcoming. And I remember the first time I joined in on one of a group hike. I didn't know anyone, and I'm hopping into strangers' cars and throwing my pack and talking about, you know, all kinds of things. And so that's what I expected when I got out here. And I just want to, well, it was important for me to acknowledge that not everybody was coming out with that experience. In fact, I remember a shuttle driver saying the first 6 weeks were boot camp for a lot of people. And so I went to give those people grace, and that they were new to the hiking culture and community, and perhaps didn't have that previous experience of overwhelming acceptance. And I did, and I am so grateful for that. So here's a shout out to my all my backpacking friends, including the Hikerbabes community. I volunteer for the Hikerbabes and do the Northwestern PA chapter, along with a couple of other women. And so shout out to them. Looks like the owner of this web is still home. Not sure how to capture that in the sunlight. Oh, now my phone's connected to the web. I didn't stop at the planned water source for two reasons. One, I still had some water left, and I also saw there's a shelter within just over a mile. And so there's water there, and I really want to sit down, take my shoes off, and get something substantial to eat. And if I keep going and I get there in time, I'll have done my first 10 by 10, which is 10 miles by 10 a.m. So I just passed by a water source, and there was a naked man, probably somewhere in his 60s, I don't know, taking a bath. Not something that you see every day. And when I approached, he smiled and continued to drink his water. And I smiled back, and he didn't cover up or anything like that. And I really appreciate that. I sometimes wonder what it would have been like to grow up in a culture that the naked body was accepted. And I think it would be really freeing. Maybe someday we will all not be so, I don't know, I don't know what you call it. So that picture is from the elevation profile, and you can see just where I am before my break. And that this afternoon, well, or late morning, early afternoon, is mostly uphill. And it's hot. So what I do is I usually say, okay, let me get to this next blaze or next patch of shade and take a break. And then I breathe for a couple of seconds, and then I continue on. And that is how I get up the mountain. Saw my first snake. There it is. It's a black, oh there, rat snake. Where's his head? There. There you go, and he's coming back. So I'm gonna leave now. See ya. So I haven't recorded much this afternoon, and that's honestly because it's hot. This is really hard. I'm breathing heavy, and really my mind is on nothing except for the next step forward. Trying to keep myself motivated to keep going, and trying not to look at my phone to see how far I've gone, because I know that might be discouraging. I just got to keep walking. Anyone know what these are? They are taller than the other things that I've seen. And they have a pot on them. But I don't know what they are. Okay, this is what they are. They kind of look like, when I was a kid, they were Queen Anne's lace. But I do know that there's a big one, a giant one that's poisonous or something, can burn you. So I wonder if that's what this is. There's a bunch of them and they're really big. So just had a snack, second lunch, so to speak. Tuna on a wrap, a plum, and 2 mandarin oranges. I was really hungry and still a little hungry. 15 miles down, 5 more to go. It's been a tough day. But hopefully, if things go well, I should be to camp by 5, and that would be really nice. My legs do not want to do this right now. Oy. Thunder Hill Shelter, 2.2 miles. That's where I'm going. Up. I always find it weird to see things like this out in the middle of nowhere. And I suppose I'm not nowhere, but it's just odd. Trail magic at the top. How nice. And there's some ice cold water. Thank you. Still a mile left to go. That ice cold water sure will help me get there. Can you see the mountains in the background? What a way to end a hard day. Rocks. Steep drop down. So this is called the guillotine. Now I understand why. It's a rock suspended over your head. Yikes. Sure hope it doesn't fall while I'm under it. Phew, I'm safe. This is so cool. Look what's in the middle of the trail. It's a runny babbit. I know it'll move as soon as I get close. Bye, bunny.